It is time for the American Conference Men's Golf Championship. We are at Innisbrook, the Copperhead Course, as these 9 teams are chasing a championship. Everybody gunning for the top, and today it will be all about who can manage the snake pit. The American Golf Championships, next. And we welcome you to Palm Harbor, Florida, the Innisbrook Golf Resort, and the American Conference Golf Championships. Final day today will crown a champion in both the individual and the team competition. So far, it has been the story of South Florida trying to win for the 3rd straight year, and the leading golfer as we enter the final holes, Jimmy Jones of USF, playing what is essentially a home course for USF, not too far from Tampa. And the American Championships final round underway here at the Copperhead Course. We'll be looking forward to bringing you the final moments. Let's take a look at the team scores, and we start with the team that entered today atop the leaderboard, the Bulls of South Florida. USF getting it done today. Jimmy Jones at 3 under par. Christian Dimarco, another story we'll be following. He was at even par after 2 rounds. And USF in the lead as a team after shooting 2 under through their first 2 rounds. And now +1 today thus far. We'll keep a close eye on that because USF last year won by 20 strokes, but things can turn in a hurry. Team really making a move today is Cincinnati. They came in as the number 5 seed in the American Conference, but Austin Squires and company have been making a move as a group. They are in second as we begin play here on the second day, and Squires at -1, certainly in contention for the individual medal. He is just 2 strokes back of the lead, tied for second. Houston, Michel Paris, also tied for second atop that group. Pepito Gonzalez shot an opening round 68. That is tied for the best round of the tournament. And Houston, a team that came in as the number 2 seed, ranked 54th in the Golfstat rankings. Certainly with a chance to make a move today, although somebody's going to really have to turn it on to catch USF. As we continue to look at the team numbers, UCF is at 20 over as a team. That is a stroke back of Houston, and they are led by Manuel Elvira, All-American Conference last year, and Donnie Truss, who was the Freshman of the Year a season ago. Connecticut also competing today, along with Memphis, SMU, East Carolina, and Temple. We're set up here at number 18. As you see, Jimmy Herval on this par 71 is atop the team board for UConn. And here's the UCF numbers as of the moment. Manuel Elvira hanging around as well, trying to make a move at the top. A slow start for him today after an opening round 69. SMU, Greg Townsend, beg your pardon, the junior from Winston-Salem, who shot a season-low 68 as he made the playoff of the Marquette Invitational, and he is making a move today. 3 under par thus far after shooting 73-72 to start. East Carolina, Blake Taylor has to be one of the guys. A bit of a surprise, the freshman from Atkinson, North Carolina, as the best weekend going for his club. Temple, Trey Wren leading the way. 74, followed up by a 73 through 6 holes today. Wren He is 2 over for the day and 7 over for the tournament. So here's how the teams stand right now as we look forward to bringing you the final holes here. USF at 3 over par as a team and a 10-stroke lead. So it will take a little bit of doing to catch USF as they go for their 3rd straight championship. Also going for their 3rd straight medalist. Last year, Axel Olsen, and the year before, Ryan Fricker winning for USF. Here's how the individual standings look. This likely to be the more compelling storyline between the individual medal chase and the team chase. But Jimmy Jones at 3 under par with the 2-stroke lead over Austin Squires and Michel Paris. Christian Dimarco 3 strokes back. And I would say that anybody on this first page of the leaderboard would have a shot depending on the wind today. The winds yesterday certainly a factor here at Innisbrook. And they've started to pick up as play has continued through the afternoon. And we'll keep a close eye on things here at 18 where we're set up and how that will impact this par 4. Talking with some of the coaches earlier today, they thought that the course did have scores to concede in the opening round, but really nobody took great advantage. 68 turned in by Pepito Gonzalez was the best round of the day on Sunday. Then yesterday, both Jones and Squires, there was 68s as the wind really blew. Pin placements today, and if the wind stays down, could see some scores, but if the wind picks up, that really changes this course. And as one coach told me, you're talking about kids in college, and as it gets to the final 9, those fairways start to look a little more narrow, and the nerves start to play a bigger role as the championship hangs out there tantalizing for some of these young golfers. And there are a number of young golfers, or freshmen and sophomores, both competing, but we're expecting to see some of the juniors and seniors standing out today. Mentioned Christian Dimarco there at even par in 4th place as of the moment. That is a familiar name for golf fans, and Haley Otten caught up with a familiar face with that very similar name.
Thanks, Cole. I'm joined by 3-time PGA Tour winner Chris Dimarco, who happens to be the father of USF junior Christian Dimarco. Chris, thanks for taking a couple minutes to talk to us. As an expert of this game, how has this course played over the course of the past 3 days, and what have been some of the biggest challenges that you've noticed?
Well, obviously, coming here and playing in the Valspar Championship, I know this course really well. I've played probably 15 or 16 of those. So, the course is great. It's different without all the grandstands up, but it's a very, very good golf course, a great test of golf. Probably one of the best tests we have on tour all year. So to see them out here, and then obviously USF performing so well, it is awesome.
Obviously a pretty special experience getting to follow your son and watch his tournament here this week. How do you balance that relationship with him as father and coach, or how much are you coaching him at this level now?
You know, we talk about the strategy of the golf course. He has a coach teaching with his golf swing. I've learned to stay away from that part of it. I help him with the little things, ball position alignment, things like that. But he has somebody that works with his swing. I just tell him about the golf course, the intricacies of it, and things like that. You know, we talk about that, the strategy of it.
How would you compare it? What would you say is more nerve-wracking, standing over a putt at Augusta or watching your son compete when you don't really have control over the situation?
I would probably say watching my son, just because you want him to do so well. I mean, as a father, as a parent, you just want your child to do so well. And, you know, Augusta, it's nerve-wracking, but I'm controlling the situation. Here, I don't control it, and all you want is the best for your kids. So, you know, when he's out here and performing, one, it's very proud. Makes me very proud, but two, it also makes me just want him to do so well and root for him so hard.
Christian obviously competing for a team championship, but also in contention for an individual championship. What would that mean to you? What kind of emotions do you think that would bring out if he was able to capture either or both of those things today?
Well, hopefully the team can come through and do what they're doing. His best friend on the team is Jimmy Jones, who's leading, so they have a mutual rivalry with each other. That's it's calm. If they don't win, they want the other one to win. So I love that atmosphere of it. But yeah, obviously for him to get his first college win in the conference championship, heading into regionals, a team starting to gel, which I really like, and maybe they can make a run right in deep into the NCAA championships.
All right, thanks a lot for your time today, Chris. Enjoy your afternoon out here, and best of luck. Thank you.
So much.
Cole.
All right, thank you, Haley. And this is Christian Dimarco. A little bit earlier on number 1. He has a birdie putt. The 560-yard par 5. Starting out a par 5 on this 18. Be very easy to pick out the Bulls players today with the neon shorts. Dimarco looking at this one from 28 feet. Just ran it by. And he would tap in for par on number 1. Dimarco began his college career at Kentucky, then transferred to USF. Now live here on 18. Par 4, 445 yards. Looking back down the course, down the fairway. And this pin placement in the back, guarded a bit by a ridge to the right of the hole as the players play. To the left of the hole as we view it from behind the green here. And you can see the flagstick and the flag starting to get buffeted a little bit by the wind. Yesterday it was playing in the players' faces. Now, saying really more of a cross current, somewhat in the face, but also coming across, and that could impact how these players play this final hole. 3 birdie putts, though, available here for this threesome. Group of Matt Williams from Houston, Tyler Cook from Connecticut, and Colin Dubnick from Memphis playing their final hole. They were the second group off. Zach Tracy, Tim Humphrey, and Kevin Lee played very fast today and were the first to finish at 18 and did so about 25 minutes ago. Look at Matt Williams, the Houston Cougar, 2-time all-academic team in the conference. And in high school in Calgary, he was the #1 Canadian junior golfer. Made his way from Calgary to Houston. First to putt here. Three birdies so far on his round. 2 over thus far for this round, and plus 11 for the tournament. Bounced back well after an opening round 77, shot 74 yesterday. Let's go to number 1. Cincinnati's Jake Fox. Freshman from Cincinnati, putting for birdie. On the par 5. Came up a bit short. He'll have that for par. And the easy tap in. Back here at 18.
Stay in this tightness.
Have to ride the edge of that ridge from down in that position. That's something we'll be following today. If the approach shots wind up below the ridge, we have to judge the line well, coming back up the hill, and it will fall back for the right of your screen, the left of the golfer. And from about the same position, this is Tyler Cook of Cincinnati, or rather of Connecticut, beg your pardon. Cook just got a good look at it on Williams' putt.
Let me know when to widen.
Pace just ran it by. So that for par, waiting for Cook. Now Colin Dubnik. This one will have less break to it than the earlier two putts. Started it about the center of the cup, and it slid to the outside. So that for par remaining for Dubnik. Freshman out of Rochester. Talked about the youth movement in the American Conference this year. Let's go to the third. Austin Squires, tied for second coming to the final round, has found himself in the sand. A little more of it than he would like. And Squires, a golfer, will be following. Williams now back here on 18. Just hung on the lip. So he'll have to tap in for bogey. And that will end his round and his tournament. And now Dubnik. Back up to the 18th tee. This is Matt Scobie. What a big swing on that one. Scobie from Houston, by way of Ajax, Ontario. So a couple of Canadians on the Houston fivesome. Meanwhile, Dubnik taps in, and handshakes all around for this group. So the next group to come in will be Matt Scobie from Houston, Nabil Khan from Connecticut, and Sidney Chung from Memphis. Scobie is 1 under today. Really rebounded well from yesterday's 77. And has himself tied for 15th coming to the final hole. Let's go to 3, where Christian Dimarco, tied for second, has found the sand. on the third, par 4. Well played from there. Had to carry a lot of bunker and will leave himself that for par. Dimarco, left-handed. Got a handful of lefties in the field today. If you look back up the fairway at 18, he'll stay with our action all afternoon today, and we'll bring you the live award ceremony as well afterwards here at Innisbrook. Let's take a look at this 18th hole, the final of the finishing 3, known as the Snake Pit here at the Copperhead Course. This par 4 playing today at 445 yards at the Copperhead Course at Innisbrook. Fairly narrow, playing down the fairway. See the target area. These left-hand fairway bunkers can come into play if you're wayward. And with the wind blowing, they'll actually push the ball away from those first 2 bunkers, blowing left or right and in the face of the golfers. And then it plays back up the hill to this green where the pin is placed the back portion of the green today. See front left where it was yesterday. 38 yards deep, 38 yards wide, and as you see in the representation there on the right side, it will fall back and down toward the front of the green from the back right of the green. And there is Matt Scobie, who put a big swing on it and wound up in the adjacent fairway. So he'll have some work to do coming back up the hill. Not sure if the yardage book will be much use to him over there. He is a long way off the cart path and almost all the way into the fairway on the adjacent hole, which is the 10th. Scobie trying to move one of the marshals. Scobie had a terrific round last year at the NCAAs, shot 68 in the final round. His best career round of 64. Let's go to the second while Scobie surveys this. Donnie Truss from UCF on the second. And that was to save par, which he does. Scobie continues to look at it here at the 18th. He has a long iron in his hand.
Going for the green.
Put a big swing on it. And came up just a little short of the green. But not bad from where he was. He'll have a chance to get up and down for par here at 18. Nabil Khan in much better shape in the fairway, as is Sidney Chung of Memphis. It'll be Chung first to play. Chung from Jackson, Tennessee, a senior. Winds are picking up. You might be able to detect that on the microphones.
One ball follow, I'm going to be happy.
Here's Chung. Oh, well played. A birdie opportunity coming for Sydney Chung. Next to play is Nabil Khan. 3 over par today, plus 10 for the tournament for the Connecticut Husky. Stopped it right at the bottom of the ridge. You can see just to the left of the ball there is where there's a elevation change of just a couple of feet, but it can make a difference here on the 18th. Mentioned the Snake Pit, the final 3 holes of this golf course, 16, 17, and 18. The Moccasin, the Rattler, and the Copperhead. And there is a snake statue that announces that to everybody as you come to number 16. Let's go to number 3. Jimmy Jones, the leader. This for par after a birdie on number 1.
Camera 1.
And he rolls it in.
Yeah, exactly.
Back here on 18 as the golfers make their way forward.
Yeah, true. That's how it's going.
Innisbrook opened in 1970, and the PGA Tour makes a visit here every year for the Valspar Championships. Some big names have won this tournament in the past. Jordan Spieth, Vijay Singh, Jim Furyk among them.
I can't follow my shot in basketball, Bobby.
At Scobie. Is third. Scobie will have some work to do for his par.
Am I staying with the green or going down the... Who's live right now?
Here's UConn's Eric Dietrich. His tee shot at 18. This par 4 will have groups playing off the tee and on the greens at the same time on this finishing hole. Nabil Khan lining things up. While we're doing that, let's go back to the tee. And J.C. Campbell
I feel like it goes in the sky.
for Memphis.
All the way up. Yep. Now I have blues on, but I can't see shit.
Khan going to take another look at it here. You can see him pointing. Knew it as it came off the putter all the way. Let's go to the fourth. Manuel Elvira, Spaniard from UCF, working from the sand. Well played there. And that will leave him with that tap in for par. Back here at the 18th. Here's Nabil Khan. Khan left it just below the hole. So 18 so far has not given up much on the final round of the American Conference Golf Championships. Gorgeous day today. 75 degrees. Mostly sunny. A bit of breeze. As Matt Scobie stands over this one. Wind picks up as he does.
Yes.
Left it just below the hole. Course is playing firm and fast today as it has this weekend. And reading putts going to be very big. Here's Austin Squires from a long way out for Cincinnati. For birdie on number 4, Squires from the next county over. And he'll have that for par. Back here at 18. Khan rolls it in. And that leaves Sidney Chung to finish up for the Memphis Tigers. Chung puts it in, and after a 73 in the first round, a 77 yesterday for Sidney Chung, and even par today in his final round. Look down the fairway at number 18. And J.C. Campbell of Memphis. Playing with Eric Dietrich and Papito Gonzalez.
I'm going to say the other guy.
Campbell, after a 76 in round 1, shot 72 yesterday, but has found some trouble today. 6 over coming to the final. Sophomore from Dallas. His approach shot. That will be a tricky putt. He'll have to navigate the ridge to get back down to his pin position at the back of the 18th green. Here's Papito Gonzalez from Houston. Born in Florida, Fort Walton Beach. He'll have that for birdie. The McAllen, Texas native. And one more of this group to play. Eric Dietrich from Connecticut. Just next to the fairway, he found the edge of the bunkers. He has been playing very well coming to the championship. Top 10s in each of his last 3 tournaments. Lost in the playoff at the Lafayette Invitational. Final approach shot. Won't have to worry about the ridge. We'll have to worry about the distance on his birdie putt there. So all 3 on the dance floor here in this group as we continue our coverage of the American Conference Men's Golf Championships. Last week, the women saw UCF take the title. It's been a big week in conference championship action for USF, who won the men's and women's tennis titles 4 days ago in Orlando. And they continue to lead the team competition here by 10 strokes as of the moment. 4 over par. As a team, Cincinnati second at plus 14 and UCF at plus 18. So a great opportunity for USF to have a huge week when it comes to conference championships. We mentioned the Copperhead Course here. The course record turned in by Patty Harrington, 61 back in 2012. Would not expect to see that challenge today, particularly not with the wind, but could be some scores out there to be had. And when you check the leaderboard right now, there are a couple of golfers who are starting to make a move, including Gray Townsend of SMU and Brennan Walsh of Cincinnati. We'll bring you some of their play coming up here in just a bit. There'll be J.C. Campbell from Memphis to play first. And as we mentioned, he'll have to negotiate the ridge where he is down at the lower portion of this fairly large green.
And it's off the back wall of the drop.
With a couple of top 20s this year. Best round of the year was 70. Playing for the Tigers. Good pace. Well read from there. On the tee, it's Michel Paris from Houston. The leader at 1 under par. Shot even par in the first round. 1 under yesterday, a 70. And today, even par coming to the last. Last year, Parris was honorable mention All-America. Birdie putt of Eric Dietrich. Won't be satisfied with that one. Leaves himself 4 feet for par. Back on the tee at 18. Jimmy Herval. Tied for 7th. Trying to get things back in the right direction after a 3 over first 17 holes. And his tee shot off to the right. Back on the 18th green, it's Papito Gonzalez. And Gonzalez will roll it in. And Dietrich settles for par. Let's take a look at the individual leaderboard as of the moment. Michel Paris from Houston, 1 under. And now with some company. Gray Townsend, Christian Dimarco, Jimmy Jones, those two from USF. 1 under par, and Austin Squires at even par. 5 golfers within a stroke of the top. 7 within 2. Go to Manuel Elvira on the 5th. This was earlier. It's par 5. He'll have a long putt there. Be a par putt for Elvira. Just a gorgeous day here at Innisbrook. USF trying to win their 3rd straight conference championship and hoping to have their 3rd straight medalist as well. Group of Michel Paris, Jimmy Herval, and Nick Giles make their way up the 18th fairway. Here's Nick Giles. Another of the young golfers in this tournament, just a freshman from Germantown, Tennessee. He comes to the last, tied for 12th. He had only 1 top 20 this year and is looking to add another here in the conference championship. And the wind took hold of that one and sent it off to the right of the green, the left as we view it from behind 18 here.
Video, would it be possible to shade me mid-shot?
As Herval takes a look, let's go to Jimmy Jones on number 5. One of the leaders. It's a birdie putt on the par 5, 5th. Longest hole on the front. Over the hill and down the slope, then that for par for Jimmy Jones. Back at 18, here's Herval. Sophomore from Hopkinton, Massachusetts. And he comes up short. And now Michel Paris. Paris, one of the favorites coming into the weekend. 8 top 20s this year. And his approach. Bounce through the green. And he'll have a little chip to do to get up and down for par from there. Let's go to 5. Austin Squires. This for birdie on the par 5. This was earlier. After starting his round with 3 straight bogeys, a par on 4, and then here at 5, the Cincinnati Bearcat makes birdie. So that will help get him back in the right direction. While here at 18, Michel Paris, Jimmy Herval, and Nick Giles come to the last. None of these approach shots found the green. So all will be thinking the best way to get up and down. For Parris, this is big because he's looking to finish up his final round tied for the lead. First to play, though, will be Nick Giles. Chips it up onto the rise. And leaves himself 6 feet for par. Herval to play from the sand. Good touch here. He'll have that for par. Now Michel Paris. He's played even par to this point. Bogey and a birdie on the front, bogey and a birdie on the back. Currently tied for the lead with 3 other golfers. Parris with the chip. And that puts himself in terrific shape for a par. So the young man whose grandfather played at Houston and won the 1962 National Championship for the Cougars will have a little more than a tap in for par. And he will go to the clubhouse as the first in at -1. If he makes this putt, after he'll mark it. Giles sizing things up here as we look back up 18. And Giles rolls it in for par. A little bit of a tenuous moment there for the youngster. On the tee at 18, this is Chad Howard from Cincinnati.
I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Putt right here.
Jimmy Herval for Connecticut lipped it out, and bogey at best for him here at the last. So a bogey there, and now Michel Paris, and this seemingly innocent putt could be a big one for a round of 71. 1 under par, and first in the clubhouse, the leader in the clubhouse at -1 for Michel Paris, the junior from Deer Park, Texas, playing for the University of Houston. This will be his 9th top 20 in 12 starts this year. What a season he's had. His Houston teammates are gathering near the green to congratulate him on a job well done. Meanwhile, we'll get our first group of South Florida, Cincinnati, and UCF players coming here to the last. Let's take a look at where the team standings are for the moment as USF goes for their 3rd consecutive team championship. Right now a 14-stroke lead on Cincinnati. UCF 16 back. Houston, Memphis, and Connecticut have finished their rounds. SMU is done. There'll be 3 straight, as we anticipated for UCF when the day began. Something pretty dramatic would have to happen in order for the Bulls not to take home the team championship. So the drama now is about the individual medal. Michel Paris, 1 under par, has the lead, with Gray Townsend, Christian Dimarco, and Jimmy Jones, an SMU Mustang, and a couple of USF Bulls, all at 1 under par. So still some big shots to be had here at the Copperhead Course at Innisbrook. Glad you could join us here on the American Digital Network as we bring you live coverage of the Conference Men's Golf Championship in the American. The group coming to the 18th green: Claudia Correa from South Florida, Chad Howard from Cincinnati, and Bobby Bai from UCF. Correa over near the bunkers on the left of the fairway. There he is through the trees. You can see him. He appears to be away. He may have a couple of trees in the way here. He'll have to negotiate around. Correa from Santiago, Chile. He'll go over the top of the trees. And off to the right as we view it, left of the green. So he'll have some work to do to get up and down. Chad Howard in much better shape. Doesn't have a tree to contend with. Young man who holds the school record for low round at 64 for Cincinnati. Playing from the green or the fairway side bunker. Clubbed up and got a little too much of it. That goes through, and he'll have a chip and a putt, he hopes, remaining. And now Bobby Bai from UCF, from Shantou, China. The freshman played his high school golf at Lake Mary Prep, just outside of Orlando. And as Bai comes to the last tee, he has guarded a very good final round. 3 under coming to the final hole. But isn't going to be pleased with his approach shot if he can't improve upon what his playing partners have done. Both have missed the dance floor. He's also in the bunker to the right of the fairway. And Bai gets it on the back of the green, and it checks up, and he'll have that for birdie and a chance to finish up with potentially the low round of the tournament. If he makes that putt, he'll have a 67. 3 birdies on the back for Bobby Bai. Does not have a chance to contend for a medal here. 78 in his opening round and a 75 yesterday, but What a way to finish for Bobby Bye. Would be his best round of the year. Shot 69. And he tied for 4th at the Jackrabbit Invitational. Now here's Claudio Correa. Does have a fair amount of green to work with here. See, he went all the way through the cart path. Bounces it in the fringe, took a lot of the speed out of it. And that will be a long par putt for the Chilean. Now Chad Howard. Howard with a birdie on the back, counterbalanced by a couple of bogeys. Back up on the green, let's on the tee rather here at 18, Priyansu Singh. Looked fairly pleased with that one. Down the right side of the fairway and in good shape. He's playing with Jared O'Kelly of Cincinnati and Kyler Tate of UCF. This is O'Kelly. Who's 1 over for the day. O'Kelly will like that one, right down the middle. It'll be Kyler Tate. +1 today, 9 over for the tournament. As you take a look at UCF's Bobby Bye. Looking back through the hole. And what will be a birdie putt for him. Not before Claudio Correa will play. Very international flavor to this group. China, Chile, and Dublin all represented, but it's Dublin, Ohio for Chad Howard of Cincinnati. Here's Correa. And his par putt, and he drains it. What a putt for par. And Correa, a sheepish little grin as he rolls it in for par. Did it the tough way. Let's take another look at that par putt from Claudio Correa. Right in the middle of the hole. Perfect pace, perfect line. Now Bobby Bye. Another one of the youth movement here in the American Conference. This for birdie and a 67. Didn't quite get enough of it. So a 68 will tie the low round of the tournament. And Bobby Bye 300 today, +8 for the championship. Tied for 17th as of the moment for the UCF night. Chad Howard to finish up. Chad Howard drains his final putt. And the first group from Cincinnati, South Florida, and UCF come through, and handshakes all around. Bobby Bye with the round of the day so far, a 68 for the UCF night. The next group coming to 18, Priyanshu Singh from South Florida. See him lining things up there. Jared O'Kelly of Cincinnati and Kyler Tate from UCF. UCF has had some very impressive individual performances this year. They were the top-rated team in the GolfStat rankings coming into this tournament at number 46 nationally. But Tate is one of 4 golfers who have finished in the top 5 or better so far in a tournament this year. He tied for 4th at the Florida Gulf Coast Invitational. This is Priyanshu Singh who will go first. Junior from Delhi, India, making his American Athletic Conference Championships debut. Coming off back-to-back top 25 finishes. Singh's approach on the dance floor. Well played there by Jared O'Kelly. Now Kyler Tate. You can see the elevation change from the fairway, the landing area, really the low elevation on this 18th. Tate, sophomore from Winter Garden, Florida. We'll take a look at it here. Originally started his college golf career at the University of Florida, then transferred to UCF. Most players who have landed in this area playing something around a 7-iron. Tate's approach. Just off the edge of the green. Should be able to putt from where he is. So these three will make the walk up the 18th and up the hill. This has been a very impressive stretch for USF. Tennis championships for the men and women earlier this week, and looking for a golf championship here. And Haley Otten is standing by now with Christina Moros, the women's tennis coach at USF.
Well, Coach, it's great to see you again. We're out here a beautiful day at Innisbrook, and you're out here cheering on your men's golf team, who looks like they're doing pretty well here in terms of a team championship, battling for maybe a couple different players for an individual championship. But now that you've had a chance, these few days have gone by, how have you kind of reflected on your team's women's tennis championship on Saturday?
Well, I don't think it hasn't really hit me, to be honest, just with the year that we had, and then to finish the the way that we did. I think I'm still kind of, reliving the moment kind of over and over, looking through pictures and videos and kind of all that. It's been pretty cool.
And when I talked to USF men's golf head coach yesterday, Steve Bradley, he's like, we want to be a part of this fun, the success USF's had the past few days, a chance for USF to claim their third straight title here in 4 days. That's pretty good as a school. How much fun, how much does that encourage you to come out here and support one another?
No, absolutely. I mean, I love that it's close, and as coaches, we all try and support each other. And I got so many texts and calls, and Steve was definitely one of them. So I just wanted to support them however way I could.
And I know you were extremely emotional over the weekend. I mean, your team was a 7 seed in that conference tournament. Your team had to play 4 matches in 4 days, and you had to go up against some really tough competition. How do you put that into words now, looking back?
Again, the toughness that we showed, and credit to our strength coach who allowed us to play 4 matches and able to play the 4th match, the best match that we have played. I mean, it's a credit to all the girls and how hard they worked, and our staff as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Coach. We'll let you enjoy 18 here, and best of luck to USF here in the tournament. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Back to you, Cole.
Thank you, Haley. Meanwhile, on the tee at 18, this is Rigel Fernandez for South Florida. And his tee shot on the par 4. Right side of the fairway. Should be well playable from there. Back of the 18th green, Kyler Tate taking a long look at this one. He's got a wedge and a putter in his hand, and he decides on the putter. The ball will fall off the ridge, the elevated area, and should pick up some speed going back down the hole. Meanwhile, his teammate Juso Kalos from UCF on the tee at 18. So Brennan Walsh, Kalos, and Fernandez all make their walk up 18. While at the 18th green, Kyler Tate taking a close look at this one. Opting for the putter from the fringe. He'll have that for par and a 73. That lifelong question in golf. Putter or wedge when you're in a situation like that. Less of a error probability with a putter, but maybe greater success probability with a wedge. Here's Priyanshu Singh. Tied for 11th at the moment. He is 1 over for the day. He has had an up and down round. 4 birdies, 3 bogeys, and a double. It is a birdie putt. Seeing a lot of golfers leave putts short here. I don't know if it's nerves or misreads of the green or a changing condition. The green should quicken as they dry out with the wind. Here's Jared O'Kelly. Tied for 14th in this tournament last year. He was the highest finisher for the Bearcats a year ago. Will swing a bit to the left, and again, left it short. aside from Claudio Correa's long par putt, we haven't seen too many putts make it all the way to the hole here on the 18th, at least not of any length. Singh now for par. And a 72 today. And he's got it. 72 plus 1 today. 6 over for the tournament for Priyanshu Singh from South Florida. Tied for 11th currently. Tate for UCF. And he rolls that one in for par. And a 73 today for Kyler Tate. His best round of the championship, finishes at 10 over par and at the moment in a tie for 21st. Let's go to Gray Townsend on number 9. And that's for birdie. Townsend a birdie there. Let's take a look at the individual standings now. Michel Paris in the clubhouse, the leader at 1 under. Christian Dimarco and Jimmy Jones, 2 USF Bulls and close friends, at -1 as they have just a couple of holes remaining. Gray Townsend, even par. Austin Squires of Cincinnati also at even par. Here is Juuso Kalos, continuing the international flavor from Finland by way of UCF. And his approach shot trickles off the edge of the green. Next to play will be Brennan Walsh. Walsh 1 over for the day, coming to the 18th. And his approach shot finds the dance floor. He'll have 25 feet for birdie. And Rigel Fernandez, Bradenton native, playing in his home state. He was born in India. And his approach shot checks up and will slide down the green a bit. He'll have a long putt awaiting him for birdie. So Michel Paris must be very anxiously watching the proceedings here. He is in at 1 under par. At the moment, Christian Dimarco 1 under. Austin Squires 1 under. Jimmy Jones has just given a stroke back. He's at even par along with Townsend and Manuel Elvira of UCF. This group, then 2 more to go here at 18, and we will crown a champion in the American Athletic Conference. Winds have been steady, haven't picked up as much as they did yesterday when scoring conditions became fairly difficult. Gray Townsend of SMU, we were watching earlier, who started on 10, finishing at 9 with that birdie. So he's in with a 68 today, and he's at even par for the championship. So one potential challenger for Michel Paris sees his chance at a medal get locked up. Townsend really rebounded well, 73, 72, 68 over the course of the 3 rounds of this tournament. He'll be back for another season at SMU. Here is Juso Carlos. His chip. We'll have some more to do for par here. About 6 feet coming back to the hole. Carlos +6 today, 11 over for the tournament. Rigel Fernandez. Has a chance at a top 10 finish here. He is 2 over for his round today. And if he can get up and down from here, he'd be in good shape. Here's Christian Dimarco teeing off at 18 with a share of the lead as he comes to the last. His father, Chris, the former PGA Tour player, has been following him all week. Back of the 18th green, Brennan Walsh. And he has a chance at a top 10, tied for 11th. With this long birdie putt facing him. Most putts have come up short from this position. This one stayed below the hole, had plenty of pace, and 3 feet remaining for Walsh and his par. Back on the tee at 18, Donnie Truss from UCF. Shot a 65 this year, winning the Hawkford Hawks Invitational. Best round of the year for the UCF golfer. And his teammate Juso Carlos was a par putt. So a rough final round for the Finn as he finishes with bogey. As you watch Christian Dimarco make his walk up 18. Fernandez taps in. Now here's Brennan Walsh and his par attempt. All of these shots will impact, potentially, the team standings. Walsh drains it. Cincinnati in second right now in the chase for the team championship, but they are 13 strokes back of South Florida. And time is quickly dwindling. 2 more groups to come. Here at 18, And among them, 3 of the 4 golfers who were at -1. As you see, Dimarco, Jake Fox from Cincinnati, and Donnie Truss from UCF making their march up 18. Jake Fox from Cincinnati, a freshman playing in the second to last group. In fact, the 2 best performing Bearcats so far in this tournament, Fox and Austin Squires. Certainly the future of the program. Squires is a sophomore, Fox is a freshman. They'll have to replace some veteran talent next year. Jared O'Kelly, Chad Howard, and Brennan Walsh, all seniors. But some young talent for Cincy still in the waiting. Dimarco there a moment ago. Really lost his drive off to the left. There he is in the trees as a left-handed golfer. Will really have to hit at worst a power fade. He'll have to cut it back around the trees and into the wind. The wind might actually help him here as it's blowing from Dimarco's left to right. Of course, he knows, he's right in the thick of it, may know that Parris is in the clubhouse at -1. Dimarco at -1. Certainly a time for some strategy here. He's aiming back toward the middle of the fairway. And again, the question is, how aggressive do you get here? Play it safely up toward the maybe 100-yard mark. Have a nice, easy lob wedge in. Or do you try to get it on the green here and give yourself a chance at a birdie? A chance to win the tournament. Let's take a look at the leaderboard at the moment. Parris is in at -1. Austin Squires and Dimarco and Jimmy Jones there at -1 as well. Dimarco through 17, playing 18 now. While we were away, Donnie Truss played his shot into the bunker behind the green at 18. And now here's Dimarco trying to go over the top, getting aggressive with it, and missed the green. So Dimarco went for it, and now will have to get up and down to maintain a share of the lead. Here is Jake Fox, tied for 9th coming to the last. Shot even par yesterday, but bogeys on 15 and 16 today have derailed his round. Playing a high fade. And it checks up, but he'll have that putt for birdie here at the 18th. And as these three come to the 18th, the following group of Jimmy Jones, Austin Squires, and Manuel Elvira have yet to make it to the 18th tee, so we'll have a little bit of time to digest everything that's gone on. Christian Dimarco has played steady golf today. 9 straight pars on the front, and then a par on number 10 before a birdie on 11, and pars since then. He will have to do a little bit of work to get his par here on 18. See Donnie Truss there. He'll have to play from the sand. And there's Dimarco. We'll have a bit to do to get up and down. Townsend of SMU, Bobby By of UCF, both sharing low rounds thus far. 68s for those two. Townsend finished in 5th place. By made a charge up to a share for 15th. And here's Dimarco. He'll have to get it close to give himself a chance at par and potentially force a playoff. Pretty aggressive with it. It checked up on him on that 3rd hop, and he'll have that for par. So well played there by Christian Dimarco. He'll need that to forge a tie with Michel Paris atop the leaderboard after 18 here on the final round. Now Donnie Truss, while his teammate Manuel Elvira awaits on the tee. You can see the difficult footing with the ball below the feet. Trosper able to get it out there softly. And going back down the hill, hard to make it stop from that lie. Pretty well done, though, by the UCF sophomore. Freshman of the year in the conference a year ago. Go back to the tee at 18. And co-leader Jimmy Jones. One of 2 South Florida Bulls with a chance to win the individual medal. Wants to re-tee it. For the moment, let's come back to the 18th green. This is Jake Fox from Cincinnati. His long run at it. Good pace. Just ran out of steam at the end. Made that little left turn, and he'll have that for a par. His teammate Austin Squires, one of the co-leaders after a 68 yesterday. Meanwhile, Trosper here on the green, missing his par putt. So he'll settle for a bogey. And should he make it, he will finish up at +5 today. Here's Dimarco. He backed off his putt. There's a truck. You could probably hear it driving along one of the cart paths. Ill-timed for sure. He needs this to match Michel Paris at 1 under par. And he rolls it in. Christian Dimarco in at -1. So there are 2 more golfers at -1 in the final group who need birdie to win the individual medal. Here's UCF's Donnie Truss. A bogey putt. And now we're getting word that both Jimmy Jones and Austin Squires bogeyed 17. So they both need birdie to match Parris and Dimarco in a playoff. Some drama here at Innisbrook. Final group coming in. If there, not even if, there will be a playoff, and it will be here at number 18, and they'll continue to play the 18th until there is one champion, one medalist. Thought we'd had some drama coming down the stretch, and we certainly have had that. Christian Dimarco playing from in the trees, able to get up and down for par. He and Michel Paris, SMU in Houston, at -1. And now Jimmy Jones of USF and Austin Squires of Cincinnati need birdie to join the playoff. Suppose we shouldn't leave out the improbable. Eagle would mean a championship. And that would be more than just remarkable. I have to hole out from here. It appears it will be UCF's Manuel Elvira to play first in this group. After a 69 in the opening round, a 72 yesterday for Elvira. His brother Nacho plays on the European Tour, former Texas A&M golfer. His approach shot flies the green, and too much club for Manuel Elvira. So Austin Squires next from the bunker. Jimmy Jones is in the fairway. case you're just joining us, Michel Paris of Houston, Christian Dimarco of South Florida, both in the clubhouse at -1, 212. And these two golfers remaining to play have the potential to join them. A long look at it here from Austin Squires. He has to play out of the bunker, get it close enough to make a birdie putt to force a three-way playoff. Here he goes. Now it came up short. Didn't take enough club. And he'll have to hole it out from off the green now in order to join the playoff. And here is Jimmy Jones. Right in the middle of the fairway. Very nice drive. You can see he was deciding between two clubs. The wind in his face and crossing a bit. Took a big divot. And Jones is on the dance floor. Working away from the pin. And he will have that long putt to join the playoff. Well, it came down to a putt in the last group for the individual medal last week at the American Conference Women's Championship. And it's going to go to a playoff here for the individual medal for the men. The team championship all but wrapped up. South Florida has a 14-stroke lead as of the moment over Cincinnati. So for the third straight year, the USF Bulls will win the American Conference Men's Golf Championship. They have for the last 2 years had the individual medal as well. Axel Olsen won last year. 2 years ago, it was Ryan Fricker. And at least one USF Bull will have a shot at repeating. That is Christian Dimarco. We'll see if he'll be joined by his friend and teammate Jimmy Jones. Manuel Elvira will be the first to play, it appears, as he flew the green. Won the Florida Gulf Coast Invitational this year. Came into the final round tied for third. Currently in a tie for sixth. Take a look at his landing spot. While Austin Squires of Cincinnati does the same at the other end of the green. Elvira does not have as much green to work with as he would probably like. Going to have to fly it probably to the fringe and let the fringe take some of the speed out of it. Looks like it'll be Squires who will play first. out of the bunker in front of the green. And Myers needed that to join the playoff. He'll have plenty of work to do still for par. Elvira took a couple of hops. So hard to control the pace when you don't have much green to play to. So he'll have 20 feet for par. Jimmy Jones on the right of your screen taking a look at things. Similar length putts for all three. All around 23, 24 feet, but all from three different angles. Appears it will be Squires first. At a share of the lead until a bogey at 17. Then has twice found sand traps here at 18. His 68 from yesterday matches the low round of the tournament. This for par. Made a run at it. Stayed below the hole. And that dropped Cincinnati into a tie for second in the team competition. All these putts have influence for the individual scores and the team scores. Top four individual golfers out of 5 for each team are counted. Now here's Jimmy Jones. Needs to make this to join Michel Paris of Houston and his teammate Christian Dimarco in a playoff. Didn't spend much time over the putt. Good line. Just did dip below the hole at the last moment. He gave it a chance. So we'll have a two-man playoff. Manuel Elvira. A par putt. This one's tracking. Oh, just lipped out. Hung on the lip. Bounce through. So bogey likely now for Elvira. And Austin Squires to finish up. This for bogey. And he got it. So Austin Squires who had a share of the lead coming to the 17th. Bogey finish. But he'll be back, just a sophomore. And now Jimmy Jones of USF. Par at the last, and Jones finishes at even par. A stroke back of Parris and Dimarco, and a tie for third with Gray Townsend of SMU. Ira to finish up, and he does with his bogey. So we will have a playoff for the individual medal. The team championship is settled, however. Let's take a look at the team standings, which will find USF celebrating as three-time American Athletic Conference men's golf champions. They'll celebrate, but one of their own, Christian Dimarco, has some more work to do. Congratulations to the Bulls, American Conference champions 3 years in a row. So we'll play 18. And Michel Paris of Houston, who has been sitting for about an hour now, will have to get ready to strike a ball in competition again. And it will be Michel Paris of Houston, Christian Dimarco of South Florida in a playoff, sudden death style, for the championship. Let's take a look at the 18th one more time. This will be the hole they will play as often as it takes to find a champion. They call it Copperhead, the last of the three in the snake pit, 16, 17, and 18, here at the Copperhead Course at Innisbrook. A par 4. Today, playing 445 yards. And we've seen a couple of golfers find the bunkers on the right. One or two have found the bunkers on the left. And a few have found the trees on the left as well. From here, you find the bunkers, you'll need to club up. It's back up the hill. And then this green that slopes from the upper right down toward the front. Take a closer look at this green. 38 yards at its widest, 38 yards at its deepest. And you see that it will funnel things back down. And where the pin placement is today, here at 18, have to get it all the way to the back, and the wind will be blowing it toward the highest portion of the green. The ridge that guards the green just to the left as we're looking at it. It'll be to the right as the golfers see it. Play it off that ridge, and it'll feed a bit down toward the hole. Leave it below the ridge, and you're going to have a tricky putt that's going to have some movement up the hill, down the hill, and across, coming back to it. Safest place to be, middle of the green left. But safe might not win you an American Conference championship. So they'll be checking the scorecards, the team competition, doing the math. USF will take home the American Conference Team Championship for the third straight year. And it's down to 2. Michel Paris of Houston. Christian Dimarco of South Florida. Parris was one of the favorites coming into play this week. Led the conference with 8 top 20 finishes this year. Dimarco, the number 1 for USF. 6 rounds in the 60s coming into this tournament. And shot 69 in the second round on this par 71 course. They'll give Dimarco a little bit of time to get his scorecard all set up. And we'll get started in a few minutes on the playoff here at 18. Houston has certainly had its share of success on the golf course through the years. Parris was the medalist at the NCAA Regional last year. We mentioned he was honorable mention All-American. His grandfather was a member of the Cougars' 1962 NCAA National Championship team. We'll step aside for the moment. When we come back, it's a playoff. Michel Paris of Houston, Christian Dimarco of South Florida playing for the American Conference Men's Golf Championship.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
For every hero, there is an origin story. An experience that made them who they are. For a new generation of explorers, pioneers, and innovators, that experience is calling, offering a different kind of education, one guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. Greatness lies beyond the classroom. This is where you start. University of Cincinnati. Do more.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
City known for doing things our way. There's a university that's driven to do the same, to blur the outdated line between academic pursuits and active ones, not just to learn, but to experience, to create, solve, build, to explore and express, to lead. Because an education isn't something you get, it's something you do.
Here we go. It's the playoff for the Men's Golf Championship. Christian Dimarco will be the first to tee off here at 18. The University of South Florida looking for a third straight individual medal to go with their third straight team title. Dimarco parred this hole just moments ago. And it looks like he likes his drive. Down the middle, and in good shape in the middle of the fairway. Now Parris, who also parred this hole. However, it's been a bit longer for him. A little over an hour ago when he played his final hole. Played a final round, even par 71. Bogey and a birdie on the front. Bogey and a birdie on the back. And he likes his tee shot. Went down for the tee very quickly. And Parris, the longer of the two drives, but both in the fairway and both in good shape here in what we'll point out is the first playoff hole. Might be the last if somebody can find a way to stick one close here. Both know this hole. Both have played it 3 times this week in competition. Parris yesterday with a birdie on the 18th. Parred it on his first day. Dimarco with a birdie his first round here at 18 and a par yesterday. So both have had success at this hole. One of these two will be your American Conference men's golf champion. Let's look at the rest of the individual numbers. Gray Townsend, Jimmy Jones finish even par. Austin Squires and Pepito Gonzalez at +1 tied for 5th. UCF's Manuel Elvira, a 7th place finish. Jimmy Herval at 9th. Rigel Fernandez, a tie for 9th along with Jake Fox of Cincinnati. The team numbers, USF the champions, 14-stroke victory after they won by 20 strokes a year ago. And thanks to the way that things wrapped up here, Cincinnati and Houston tied for second. It's actually both at 20 over. Tied for second. Then UCF, Memphis, followed by SMU, Connecticut, East Carolina, and Temple. UCF came in as the highest ranked team in the GolfStat rankings at 46. Houston was second. USF third. You'd have to say that Cincinnati, who came in ranked 87th nationally and 5th in the conference, certainly had the feel-good performance as a team. So Dimarco will be first to hit here at 18. Mentioned his father, Chris, 3-time winner on the PGA Tour and 3-time runner-up in majors, was here. Haley talked to him earlier. He admitted that he was more nervous watching Christian play than he was standing over a putt at Augusta because he just didn't have the kind of control over the outcome. And here he is watching his son in a playoff for a conference championship. To draw into this green, and it didn't draw for him. Wind laid down, and it trickles way off the green to the left. He will have a lot of work to do coming back. Similar angle as he had on his chip in regulation. Now Michel Paris eyeing the distance. Parris from Deer Park, Texas. Four times in tournaments this year, he's finished under par. This will be the fifth. Technically, will finish at -1 regardless of what happens in the playoff. Now it's just for the positioning. And it becomes match play here between Parris and Dimarco. So a big benefit. Parris knows the door has been opened by Dimarco's errant approach shot. Both these golfers are juniors. This continues the storyline we've been talking about the strong future of golf in the American Conference. Parris with his approach. Safely on, but not in a very advantageous spot if he's thinking about birdie. Maybe thinking about par here with Dimarco off the green. Dimarco has already walked up toward his ball. And you can see it just came up short. Maybe a foot from winding up in the parking lot. There's a car path there right behind him and the cart path in front of him. He does have some green to work with here. And he's going back up the elevation. Green is elevated from where he stands. Talking things over with Steve Bradley, the head coach. You can see he came underneath it. That can happen. Slid the blade underneath the ball a little too much. And now the door open wide for Michel Paris of Houston. Wouldn't call this one a makeable putt, but if he makes it, he's the champion. And there's nothing that Dimarco can do about it. If not, then Dimarco has a little sliver of life. Dimarco's going to take a look at his shot. He's off the green. Meanwhile, Jonathan Dismuke, the director of golf for Houston, tending the flag. Parris is away here. And it Be Parris to punt. Ooh, did not get as much of that one as he would have liked. And Dimarco has life. Left it well short. 18 feet. It's coming up the hill, and you have to think that nerves played a role there, as they did likely for Dimarco on his first chip. Now Dimarco again to chip. Just missed it. So Dimarco will have that for bogey. And Parris now with a punt for the championship. Just feel the nerves tightening everything here. Dimarco on that chip able to overcome and nearly hole it out. Jonathan Dismuke waves Parris off. Michel Paris, 18 feet for the American Conference Championship. Left it on the high side. They'll have 2.5 feet coming back. And Christian Dimarco will need to make this. Keep the pressure on Parris. This for bogey. And it lipped out. So Michel Paris now with a punt for the American Conference Championship. He was all conference last year, honorable mention All-American. His grandfather was a part of the 1962 National Championship winning team at Houston. And now Michel Paris needs this putt for the championship. There is your champion. Michel Paris, with a bogey on the first playoff hole, has won the individual medal. Christian Dimarco and his USF Bulls have won the team championship. And that's the way it ends here at Innisbrook. A dramatic finish at the Copperhead Course. We'll have the live award ceremony coming up. We'll also hear from the champion here in just a moment. What a moment for the junior from Deer Park, Texas. Michel Paris is the American Conference champion. He was one of the players to watch coming into the tournament. We had mentioned that he had finished in the top 28 of his 11 starts this year. Let's take a look at the final individual standings. Michel Paris wins in a playoff. Christian Dimarco, the runner-up. Gray Townsend and Jimmy Jones in a tie for third. Michel Paris, though, very consistent. 71 on his opening round. 70 yesterday. Then the 71 today. And as it turned out, a bogey at the last was enough for Michel Paris to win the 2017 American Conference Men's Championship. We will hear from the champion here in just a moment. What a day here at Innisbrook, and what a finish for the Houston Cougar, Michel Paris. And the champion is now standing by with Haley Otten.
Michael, congratulations on this individual championship. Great tournament for you. You shot 212, 1 under par this week. But what was going through your mind as you found out that you were headed to this playoff and you approached 18 again today?
Yeah, I really had no idea where I was at all day, so I just kept playing my own game, and hole after hole just kind of scrambled coming in, and thought I'd be 2 or 3 shots short, and to find out that I had a chance, I was super excited just to know I still had a chance, and then to get in a playoff and win in a playoff makes it even more special.
Once your group ended and you found out that you had to kind of wait around and see if you'd have the opportunity to play for the individual title, what were you doing throughout that whole time?
I went and had some lunch. It was definitely nerve-wracking. I think there were 4 guys tied for the lead at one point, so a lot going on, but it turned out just to be Christian and I, and luckily I was able to come out on top.
Well, whatever you ate for lunch definitely worked here, got you through 18 again, but this is obviously a difficult course. It's been a really interesting 3 days of golf. What were some of the challenges out here at Innisbrook for you this week?
The greens are a little bit firmer and faster than what we're used to, and then you have to hit the ball very straight off the tee and keep it in play to be able to hold the greens and have good opportunities for birdies. So I kept it in play well this week and putted well, and my whole game was solid, and I was able to play well and just have 3 consistent rounds.
What does this mean to you to win an American tournament title? I mean, that's obviously a very special moment for you. How do you put this one into words?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. It's been just to win your conference. I feel like the tournament is just a little bit more special, just to beat everyone in your conference that you face all year. So it definitely means a lot to be able to be the American Conference champion.
Well, it has a pretty good ring to it. Congratulations again. Go celebrate this one with your team. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Haley. Here is the men's team standings. USF, the winners for the 3rd straight year at 5 over par combined. They shot 3 over today. Both Houston and Memphis on the final round shot 3 over as a team as well. Hats off to the performance from those two. And Houston able to climb up to a tie for 2nd with Cincinnati here at the Men's Golf Championships at Innisbrook. And USF will be able to take the flag as the champions of the conference. It went to a playoff, and Michel Paris able to outlast Christian Dimarco for the title. Dimarco will have something to remember this tournament by. He was one of the key cogs in USF's 3rd straight conference title. We'll be back in just a moment with the awards presentation from here at Innisbrook. USF, the team champions. Michel Paris, the individual medalist.
That's driven to do the same. To blur the outdated line between academic pursuits and active ones. Not just to learn, but to experience. To create, solve, build. To explore and express. To lead. Because an education isn't something you get. It's something you do.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
University of Tulsa, a top 50 private institution.
Access to traditional prosthetics for kids is challenging. At Limitless, my goal is really to give them a chance to chase their dreams and to instill confidence so that they can go after whatever they want.
De ver o sonho meu, do meu filho, sendo realizado. Isso não tem preço.
The labs at UCF were so instrumental. I couldn't be in a better place. This is where I call my home.
The University of South Florida is a regional powerhouse with global significance, leading advances that are changing the world. Now a leader among the nation's universities in research, healthcare, and just being cool. The place where young men and women train to become the best.
This is where the bulls run.
We are American. The conference of opportunity. The opportunity to chase dreams. The opportunity to make your mark and change the game. Because that's power. We are power.
For every hero, there is an origin story. An experience that made them who they are. For a new generation of explorers, pioneers, and innovators, that experience is calling, offering a different kind of education, one guided by distinguished professors who understand experience is the best teacher. Greatness lies beyond the classroom. This is where you start. University of Cincinnati. Do more.
When learning creates leaders, ideas are ignited, focus gets sharper, and service connects generations. We commit our expertise to heal, to discover, and to drive our region forward to a brighter tomorrow. East Carolina University. Tomorrow starts here.
Doing things our way. There's a university that's driven to do the same, to blur the outdated line between academic pursuits and active ones, not just to learn, but to experience, to create, solve, build, to explore and express, to lead. Because an education isn't something you get, it's something you do.
At SMU, students and faculty work hand in hand to shape answers to real-world challenges.
Yes, there's no such thing as a lesser person.
How can we strengthen human rights around the world?
It turns out computer malware is extremely...
How do we prevent cyber-terrorism?
The limb comes off.
How can the human body set new records of performance? What can presidents teach us about leadership? From the SMU campus in Dallas, we're shaping the answers that will shape the future of the world.
University of Tulsa, a top 50 private institution.
Beautiful day here at Innisbrook. The Copperhead Course offered up some drama and a couple of championships. Time now for the award ceremony at the American Conference Men's Golf Championship.
Honoring the 2017 American Athletic Conference Men's Golf Individual Runner-Up with a 54-hole score of 212 from USF. Congratulations, Christian Dimarco. And now, the 2017 American Athletic Conference Men's Golf Individual Champion on a one-hole playoff with a 54-hole score of 212 from the University of Houston. Congratulations, Michel Paris. And Michael, if we can get you to come over here and give us some brief remarks on your championship.
Thank you. It was a tough course. Good setup this week. Definitely a good test of golf. Difficult conditions with the wind. I think all the players will agree with that. Definitely a lot of fun. And congrats to South Florida on another conference championship. You guys played well again. And thank you for hosting this week and everyone here at Innisbrook for all of the breakfast and lunch and everything you guys did to set the course up for us.
And now we'll move into the team awards. The 2017 Men's Golf Championship runner-up, we had a tie this year. So with a score of 872, would the team captains from the University of Cincinnati please come forward?
Yeah, they're going to need that again.
Take it, Rob.
You guys need that?
And also with a team score of 872, with the team captains from the University of Houston, please come forward to accept your trophy. Congratulations once again to both the Bearcats and the Cougars. I promise we will get you both your runner-up trophies in due time. And now the trophy of the day goes to the 2017 American Athletic Conference Men's Golf Team Champions. Congratulations once again to USF, who finished with a score of 857. Will the team captains please come forward to accept the team trophy on behalf of the Bulls?
Thank you. You don't want to hold on this? Like usual? I'm going to finish that. Let's do both. Oh, yeah. I got my good. Jen, you're right over there. Good. We can take that one.
You can take that.
Nope. I'll take it.
Congratulations once again to USF.
Thank you.
get the lead.
Okay.
Get some hats.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
We'll go say a few words.
Okay.
And now, as I call your name, would each member of the 2017 American Athletic Conference Men's Golf Championship team please come forward to accept your individual trophy? Priyanshu Singh. Jimmy Jones. Claudio Correa. Rigel Fernandez. Christian Dimarco. Assistant coach Brad Caldwell. And head coach Steve Bradley. Congratulations once again to USF, and if Coach Bradley would join us for a few words.
First off, I want to say thank you to all the volunteers, all the rules officials, everybody at Innisbrook. This is my third year here in the conference championship, and was the best it's been run. Hospitality, volunteers, everything was exceptional this week. So I appreciate everyone coming out to support us. Thank you to Bobby, his staff, Jim Fee at USF, his staff, and Ben, the rules official. They all did a wonderful job this week, making everybody feel they were welcome. I think they treated everybody fairly, set the golf course up really well, and were very accommodating. I'd like to thank everybody from USF that came out, all our fans, family, administration, boosters, everything like that. It really felt like a home event for us, and was pretty cool to hear the clapping and hear the applause as we went through the back nine as we were getting closer to the victory. So thank you to them. Congratulations to Houston, Cincinnati. We've got a really good golf conference. We're proud to be your champions, and good luck to you guys in regional. So thank you.
There are the final standings in the team championship. USF, for the third straight year under Steve Bradley, wins the conference title here at Innisbrook. Terrific performance all week long by USF, and consistency round to round as well was very impressive. They shot 287 in the first round. They shot 283 in the second round, and then 287 again in the final round to win by 14 strokes. And Steve Bradley standing by now with Haley.
I'm joined by the 2017 American Men's Golf Champion, head coach, USF's Steve Bradley. Coach, congratulations on another title. You had a 9-stroke lead heading into today and increased that lead to 15 to claim this title. How does this one compare to years past for you?
This one's a little different. I felt the first couple years we had the best team. This year, I think we were kind of about with everybody else, so I wasn't sure what to expect, to be quite honest with you. But going into the final round with a 9-shot lead, we got off to a better start, but I thought I saw UCF and Houston and Cincinnati playing a little better. So I was a little worried there, but the guys just kept playing hard. They played their game, didn't worry about what the other teams were doing, and came out with a nice victory. So it was special.
You not only had a team championship on your mind heading into today, but you had a couple of individual contenders for that individual title, Jimmy and Christian. They played it all the way through to the end, and Christian ended up in that playoff. How did you help Christian approach that playoff where he ultimately ended up falling short?
Well, I really didn't, to be honest with you. He likes to do his own thing on the golf course, and I respect that. golf's an individual sport. When he wants advice, he'll ask for it. But other than that, he's in pretty control of his emotions out there. Certainly disappointed he didn't pull through, but Michael did a great job this week. Jimmy played unbelievable this week. And, anytime you get a chance to win individually, and you don't get it done, you're frustrated and you're disappointed. But, I think that sting goes away when the team wins and eventually those rings come in. And but I know it's going to sting, but I think it's a learning lesson for both he and Jimmy and everybody in this situation, and ultimately makes him a better golfer.
We talked a little bit about possibly the pressure of having this third championship in a row on your mind heading into today's round, but ultimately you guys were able to pull it off. And lost where I was going with this, but hold on one second, guys. Sorry about that. This is where I wanted to go with it. As you mentioned to me yesterday that you wanted to be a part of the fun at USF this week. Your women's tennis team, your men's tennis team, they both win championships here this past weekend, and you're able to claim a third title for USF in 4 days. That's pretty cool. And I talked to Christina Moros out here today cheering you on. What does that support mean to you?
It's really cool. I didn't know she was coming out today, so to look up on 18 and see her out there, I think we got a great bunch of coaches. Jose Fernandez, kind of leads the charge as being the Grizzly vet of the USF staff. But we all support each other. We all want to win. And, I think we're building something special here at this university. And I think we're all happy to be there and happy to be part of it. So when coaches come out and support the other programs, the athletes feel it, the coaches feel it. And, I think it inspires everybody to play their best.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Go enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The celebration is on for Steve Bradley. Usually in Florida, that would feel pretty good. It's only about 75 degrees today, though. He'll take it as his Bulls have won the conference championship for the third straight time. What a performance by his team and by Michel Paris, who managed his way through the snake pit to win in a playoff. Michel Paris, the medalist here at Innisbrook. Steve Bradley's USF Bulls, the team title. Thanks for watching here on the American Digital Network.